guys? It's Michael and Kyle with AKM Tactical. Appreciate y'all watching. Today we're going to talk about the original Special Operations Equipment. Original SOE, as a lot of guys know it. Some guys know it just as SOE. But the original Special Operations Equipment 1.5 EDC belt. That's a mouthful.
1.5 inch, and most of y'all are going to know that, but that's this right here. From here to here is 1.5 inches.
We got two different kinds. There's actually, I don't know how many different kinds there is. There's a few different kinds, but we have the low profile, and then we have the Cobra buckle version. There's your Cobra buckle. Mine's in the tan and multicam. And then there is your low profile, and it's just tan and tan. When you buy a belt for everyday carry, you need something that's going to be rigid, something that's going to be sturdy and it's going to hold up. You can't just go to Walmart and buy your average leather belt and expect that to work. It's not going to work, because what happens is a lot of times the gun will it'll cant out because you don't have a belt that's strong enough to hold it up.
Yeah. And basically a pretty decent test for any belt that you're going to buy. And this is if you're just going, we're not talking about these. These are good to go. You're not going to have trouble with these. But like say you're at a store and, you know, there's places like Western shops, maybe a leather shop that carries, you know, double stitch, you know, good leather belts.
Thick bull leather.
Yeah. So one thing that you should be looking at when you go to buy a belt, it doesn't matter if it's a leather belt. I guess most guys are going to want to wear leather. Not everybody's going to be, you know, wanting to wear this. They're going to want to wear something where they can wear when they're carrying the gun and when they're not carrying the gun, although you should always be carrying the gun. Yeah. But a good test, if, you know, like these belts are good to go. They're solid. They're made for this. You don't have to do the test on this belt. But like say if you go to like a, I don't know, like a Western shop, and they've got some good solid leather belts in there, you want to check and see, you know, how much rigidity it's got. Take the belt and does it do that, or does it fold over? You know, you want that belt to basically hold its own weight just like that. That's a good sign of a good belt. Also, you want to take the belt and you want to grab right here and just squeeze as tight as you can. See if you can't get it to fold over on itself. Now, I will say it doesn't have to have no budge at all, but you want it to be relatively hard to squeeze. Yep. And another thing that you're going to have to remember about leather is leather breaks in.
Yep.
Like a baseball glove. You know, any of y'all that played baseball growing up or softball, whatever, you know, you first get that glove, it's stiff, but after you work it for a while, and you know, it's that's what leather does. So I think that's kind of one reason why we went to these belts and decided to give them a try, is because you're gonna go you're gonna go through leather belts. You're gonna have to purchase more.
Yeah, and one cool thing about these is I don't guess these belts ever really break down. I mean, this stuff's made out of 2 layers of scuba webbing. So it's really rigid. That 1.5 inch scuba webbing just, I mean, it just keeps its shape.
It's made to do that, yeah.
And that's the cool thing about these SOE belts. All the stitching on these SOE belts are spot on, man. They're perfect. They're stitched. They're heavily stitched where they need to be heavily stitched, and then they've got, you know, just the good stitching everywhere else.
And from what I understand, when they make these, they take their time.
Yeah.
You know, I was able to get this belt out pretty quickly. I don't guess they actually have like a quick ship.
No, they'll do some stuff. They'll post on their Facebook page,
like, hey,
like a buy now, ship now code you can use. They'll have something in stock, and they'll say you can order it, and you can use the buy now, ship now code, and they'll ship it right out to you.
Yeah.
But if you go to get, and they have all kind of color options and thread color options and stuff. You start getting crazy with all that, you can expect to wait 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks is their as a general rule, is their time frame as to when they're going to ship.
And it can take longer.
And it can take longer.
And they tell you that up front.
There's a lot of times you'll order something and they'll put the order in where you can order it, but there's no ETA on when it's actually going to be made.
You don't know when.
So you just have to kind of wait and see when it gets made.
Yeah, and you need to be aware of that before you order something. And you know, guys, we recommend just getting what they have in stock.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing worse than sitting. To me, there's nothing worse than sitting and waiting on a piece of gear. That's one of the things about Kydex holsters that really sucks. is that there's so few people out there that are doing them really well. And I know, man, that might sound crazy because you can look and get Kydex anywhere, but we're talking about good quality Kydex.
Yep.
And especially if you don't have a Glock 19 or a Glock 17,
Yep.
if you have a different model, you may not find those quick ship items.
Yep.
So, guys, I would recommend going with something that was in stock, ready to go, so you can get it to you. No hassle, no wait time. And that's basically what I did. Michael had ordered this belt, and you tell him your story about this belt when you ordered it.
Well,
Size and all that.
I ordered the belt, and everything that they say on there, they say to go with your pant size. If you're planning on losing weight, you can get a size or two down, whatever you feel like you're going to need. They say don't order bigger because the belt doesn't cinch down not near as much as it lets out. So I ordered mine as a, I think mine's a 38. I think's what it is. Yeah, mine's a 38. I ordered a 38. Now, you guys know I'm not a 38 waist. You can tell looking at me I'm not a 38 waist. But I've been in the process of trying to lose weight, so I wanted to order it. Normally I wear a 42, and I wanted to go a little bit smaller. Some pants I wear a 40, some pants I wear a 42. So I went ahead and said, well, my pants that I wear the majority of is 40, so I'm going to order a 38. And the belt fits, but it doesn't fit like it's bare. It's like it's barely fitting, but it does fit good. It does work, and so just keep that in mind when you order. They will resize your belt if you buy it and it doesn't fit the way you want it to fit. Just know you're going to pay a resizing fee of like, I don't know, 20, 25 bucks.
And you should.
Yeah, they're going to charge you to ship it back out to them because they're not going to resize this belt. They're going to make you another belt and they're going to send it back to you because they can't resize this. Once it's done, it's done.
I think a good rule of thumb is like, what pair, alright, with a gun in your pants, what size Levi's do you wear?
That's right. And you got to remember, too, because you're going to have a gun. If you're carrying a mag pouch inside the waistband, you're going to have that. I mean, you're going to have more than just your belt and your pants. Mm-hmm. Most anybody's going to buy this belt that's going to be wearing a gun. So you really need to think about that, too. Yeah. And don't just, you single stack guys, don't just think about your single stack guns. Think about your doubles, too. All that's very important. Probably the worst thing about these belts, if I had to criticize them at all, and it's not really a criticism, it's just you got to come up with something. The only negative to these belts with the Cobra buckle version is putting them in your pants.
Right.
That's not exactly the easiest thing to do. It's not hard to do. You just got to have a little sense to figure it out. What I do is I unstrap the little cinch down strap, unplug the Cobra buckle, and I put the belt on just like that. I put it through the loops. I get everything the way I want it. I put my mag pouches on, blah, blah, blah,
and
whatever.
Actually, I wore that belt. We'll get to that in a minute. But if you don't want to take a risk on losing this,
just keep it plugged in.
Keep that sucker plugged in. Because you're not going to weave that through your belt loops anyways.
Right, so you can.
The part that you're going to weave is this part. And I think the goofiest thing about this belt is that... Like one thing, you're going to have shorts or pants that have a decent sized belt loop to go through. Because the part where the Velcro doubles over, this material, is the part that you're going to have trouble getting it through. Because, I mean, that's a thick belt. It's tall, it's thick, And
I'll tell you what I did. Not to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Technically interrupt you, but I folded it over just like this.
Yeah.
And then it took care of that problem.
Yeah, I think I did it both ways.
And
it just depended on.
So that helped.
And I want to say the way that because he showed me that too before I ever tried it out. I think this way works a little better. And another thing, like I don't know what they tell you, at their website, but for me it was just easier to run this through my pants.
Yeah.
With my pants off, but I do that anyways because I carry an outside the waistband mag holder with whatever gun I'm carrying, so I do that anyways.
It is easier to do it with your pants off.
I don't put my holster on, but I go ahead and weave it through the loops, and then I'll pick up my pants and then I put my gun on. So,
but I really, the more I've seen this belt, I think I like this belt better. The low profile, the little clip that they use, it's strong. It's not going to go anywhere.
Like
it's rock solid, and like there's no pinch nowhere. There's nothing sticking out bulky to
Not from the buckle.
to dig in you. You know, we always here on this channel we always talk about big boy EDC. You know, that's something for us big guys. I mean, you don't have to worry about that gigging you in the stomach ever.
Yeah, and show them how this one works. But basically, you've got like a little hook system right here, okay? And then on this side of the belt, you've got little loops, okay? And then, like, as a general rule, for whatever reason, I just go to the second one. I hook it in there like that. Now, this is after I've got, you know, my pants on, my gun on, ready to go. And then I just cinch it down, okay? And, yeah. And to me, and I think for that belt too, I guess I need to go into that. Before I bought this belt, Michael had that one. And he's like, man, I need to do a review on this belt. I was like, you know what? Let me review it. Mm-hmm. Let me check it out. Let me wear it. So, how long did I wear that belt? For about a month?
Yeah, you probably wore it for a month.
I wore this belt for about a month, okay? And I didn't really have any trouble. Now, what I would do is I would put it on, and then I would kind of run this buckle off to the side. Mm-hmm.
That's what I did.
I ran it off to this side because I carry a fixed blade on the left, so I would run that fixed, and because of the double where it overlaps right there, it's just easier to. And I run soft loops on the fixed blade, so it was easier to put my fixed blade here. So I would run it off to the right, and I do the same with the other belt. Now for me, and I mean, I'm not as big as some guys, but I didn't have as much trouble with this gigging me. This wasn't. Yeah. This was a non-issue. Although I can see where it would be one because it does stick up. Now they do a good job on these Cobra buckles. There's no real sharp edges. Everything's smooth. Mm-hmm. It's not going to cut you. I mean, anything can dig into you, but with enough pressure and time. But to me, the reason why I wasn't just absolutely sold on this or I was more intrigued by this one, was simply because of the ease of use.
Yep.
Okay. Let me go, and with that, let me go back to that. Let me talk about the differences. Whenever I go to put on this belt, when I go to weave it through, all I'm weaving is this side. Mm-hmm. I don't have to worry about this, you know, folding up and folding over and trying to get that through. I'm simply weaving this side through there, and these little loops sit low enough where it doesn't create an issue for me. Now there are pants that I have that I have to wear my leather belt with because if I decide to wear those for whatever reason that day, I have to wear the leather because I can't get these. Like this is a for real 1.5 inch belt.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, when they say 1.5 inch, that's exactly what that is.
Yep.
So keep in mind that you're going to have to, you know, you may have to retire some of your favorite pairs of shorts because, you know, them shorts ain't designed for, you know, carrying a gun.
That's where you have a lot of problems.
And yeah, and hey man, that's when we talk about lifestyle changes, that's one of them.
That's it.
But for me, the biggest thing, and Michael's going to have some more points on why he would choose this one, is for easy use.
Yep.
Now, cost. What is the cost difference on these two?
I
were in a sale, and I want to say I got this belt for like around $50.
Yeah, I think I got mine for around 60.
Yeah,
somewhere around
you're
there.
gonna pay a little more for the.
You're gonna pay a little more for the buckle because they have to actually order the buckles. They don't, and they probably have to order those clips, but they don't make that in house. They don't get that in house. They have to order all that out. So
and they order as many of these as they can every time they get a chance.
Yep.
And they still can't get them fast enough.
These buckles are Cerakoted.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That's just something else. It's a nice little add-on that they do, a little feature that they do. They Cerakote those buckles to match your belts. If you order a gray, they're going to give you a gray Cerakoted buckle, black and black. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But I think it's 10, 15, somewhere around in there. It's not crazy expensive difference between the two. You're just going to pay a little more for the buckle. Going back to what Kyle was saying about the low-profile belt. My biggest thing with that belt, how easy it is.
Taking them off is easy.
To take it off and put it back on. But it's so low profile. I mean, it's just slick and low profile. There's not any crazy edges on it to gig you. You know, for me, that's the hardest part for me carrying a gun every day. Is my size is belts. Belts hurt. They just hurt, and it doesn't matter what you do, they hurt. But a belt like that is a lot less apt to hurt you because there's no buckle to get in the way.
The only thing that's going to get you on this, and this goes for any rigid belt, is just going to be the edges.
Because it doesn't flex.
Yeah, because it's not going to flex. So you're going to lean in that with old fatical.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's going to,
that tactical muffin top.
Yeah, and it comes back to like we said in our other videos, and if you haven't watched those, go watch our EDC series on Big Guy EDC. Go watch them. But give yourself a break.
Yep.
Move your belt around a little bit. It's all right. It's
and one cool thing about this one, it's a little easier to loosen this up to take a break.
Oh, yeah.
The Cobra buckle is a little bit harder because you have to weave it in and weave it back on itself. It's a lot easier to loosen that one up.
Yeah, and this buckle never comes off either.
Right, that's right.
I'm not going to lose this thing because it's not. I'm not taking it off. I guess technically you could, but mine doesn't even get close to that. Now another thing, if you put this belt on upside or backwards, basically, if you run it through the wrong way, no big deal. This little hook, in my experience, because I've done it a few times, is gonna stay. Like that's not gonna come loose because basically, like if you look at it, like yeah, it can do that, but your pants aren't that freaking loose. You kidding me? Like you're a big guy, like. Your pants would fall off of you.
That's right.
Like to the ground before that would happen.
That's right.
So even if you put it on, if you want to call it upside down, I guess technically it is because your SOE patch is upside down. No big deal. So don't get all frustrated and then take it out and then reweave it through. Just roll with it. It's fine.
Not going to go anywhere. The tension from the belt's going to keep it hooked.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that SOE has going for them, I don't have any of their other products, but from just people's reviews and then my experience with both of these belts is just quality.
Yeah, it's quality stuff.
You pay for what you get, and I say you get more than what you pay for, really.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's top of the line stitching.
Yep.
Materials that they use, they go out of the way to Cerakote the stuff.
Yep.
I mean,
and I don't know if you got with yours, but like when I've ordered from them a few times. And every time I order with them, I get like this little just goodies up in my box. Like 10% off here, 10% off there. This and that, and a lot of times you'll order and you'll get free prizes. You'll get like a free. I got like a free little bag of some kind, and it's pretty cool how it works. But they give you a lot of good stuff in there.
I got like 3 or 4 10% off coupons for like Green Force Tactical and other places. So yeah, I'd recommend it, guys. I prefer to carry this belt, and I've got a decent leather belt at the house. And y'all have seen it in the videos. If you haven't, go watch the videos. But I like this one. For now, this is my go-to. And I'd wear this one too. If you about that tactical life and you want that super cool Cerakote, Cobra buckle, then hey man, more power to you. It's a good rig. If you want to save a little money and you want to go a little more low profile, if you're a little bit bigger guy and you want to, cut down on the stuff jigging you, then I would probably go with the low profile EDC belt. I bought a size 36, and that's right. And I would go with that, but I'm also going to say that these belts leave a lot of room for adjustment. So don't freak out, but just don't go over the top. So.
Don't get it extra big thinking you're going to cinch it way down.
Yeah, don't do that. But
be better to go small than big.
Yeah, and that's foreign for
big guys. Absolutely. But that's the way it is.
But so I don't know, man. I'm impressed, and I like it.
Yeah, you're going to be hard pressed to find a belt out there that's
especially
be
for that
better.
price.
I mean, there's guys that make belts. Aries gear belts are really good, but Aries gear belts are a lot more expensive than SOE belts for sure.
Right.
There's some other guys out there. There's a Jones Tactical that supposedly makes awesome belts, but they're so backed up, man. You're like 6 months waiting on a belt from them.
Yeah.
So this is a good way to get into a belt that you can get into for a reasonable price. That's not crazy long waiting periods for it. Their belts usually go out pretty fast.
Yeah, go follow them on Facebook too, man.
And yeah, if you follow them on Facebook, you get a lot of times they'll run a sale code for 25% off. And
that's what I did with mine.
And if you spend $50 or more, they throw in some kind of patches or stickers, or they throw in a lot of stuff. So they take care of you. You know, they call themselves the SOE family, and there's a reason. You know, they don't put up with no crap.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Don't come at them with no.
Don't come at them with no
stupidity.
attitude, but because they will fire you as a customer, which I think is something that you don't see a lot nowadays. People tend to cater to people too much.
Yeah, they don't believe that the customers are always right, and both of us will tell you, because we work with the public, that is not true.
Yeah.
This is a side note. Healthcare, I guess it is a good, a service, whatever, but the customer is not always right.
Yeah. But you treat them that way.
Yeah. In healthcare, SOE does not.
Yeah. Well, in most places you treat them.
But they're reasonable guys. They're reasonable. They got reasonable prices, and they give a heck of a product for the money.
That's right.
And this is a product you can say spend some good money once.
Yep.
Or spend some money once and be done with it. And this will, I don't know how long it'll last you. I ain't had mine that long, but from the feel and the way it rides, it's probably gonna last me a while.
Yeah, I don't see it going out. You got anything else on it?
No, brother, that's it.
Alright guys, we appreciate y'all watching. We'll leave a link in the description box for the page for SOE. I'll try to do the link where you click it goes straight to the belts, or I might just do the regular link so you can see all their stuff, because they make chest rigs and slings and belts and packs. They make all kind of stuff. I got a few things from them. We'll try to do a video one day showing some of the stuff that I've got from them.
I intend on getting some of their like chest rig type stuff.
They make good kit. If you run in shotgun, they make the best fighting shotgun rig out there, hands down.
Yeah.
But that's really all we got, guys. We appreciate y'all watching. You know what to do. Follow us and like us on all the Instagrams and Facebooks. We'll put links down.
Facebook. Yeah, me and him got a separate page on there.
Well, yeah, I usually try to put mine in his Instagram account on there. I'll put links in the description box for all that. We appreciate y'all watching. Like, share, subscribe, and y'all be safe.